Hey guys, welcome back to Laura's Cozy Corner. Today is the 28th. Spilt my water out here. So I had to go back to the house and get some more, and I even put some ice cubes in there. And I think they're already gone. Oh well. It is a hot day. Had to throw on the hat. Yesterday was hot. I'm out here kind of in the heat of the day anyhow. And I try to get out here as much as possible. Let me flip you around and tell you what I've done so far and what my plan is, okay? Okay, so I got everything lined up over there, trying to catch some shade as it comes around. And that'll be my seating area. I even have my binder out today because it's not raining. So I got my, whatever goes in compost. I got my bucket that's got tools in it, my seeds, my tripod to help show you guys what I'm doing when I get to that point, and it's in the shade. Haha. I got some tools over there to start working in this bed. I got my scissors out and started hacking away at the tall stuff. Pulled out what I didn't want in this bed. This is my pecan tree bed. I'm going to do pumpkins over here. Hopefully we'll have 3 pumpkins that come out so we can have jack-o'-lanterns like I mentioned in the other video. I decided to go ahead and leave this because this is still pretty good. We can use the greens and some of this other medicinal stuff if we choose to. I have seen pumpkins or gourds grow over underneath that play gym in the grass. So grass does not hurt squash or pumpkins. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to make the little hills and plant some pumpkin seeds down through the middle of this. Just like I did, well, that's watermelon. I've never done watermelon, so I did scrape up the ground and all that. But you can tell, let me go over here real quick. Where I did scrape up the ground, look how dry all around it. So this needs to be mulched in, really. Need to be ground cover. I think that's why I chose to just, what you call, chop and drop. Cut the leaves on this side of everything and lay it down to cover the ground. Okay? So I'm planning on doing this, and then I plan on coming on over here and planting corn and green beans. I have done those a few times, so I kind of know what I'm doing there. Pumpkins, I just throw the pumpkins that was rotten over in that corner and they just come up on their own. So I've never really planted pumpkins, but we're gonna do it today, so stay tuned. Okay, sat down to take a break. My shade hasn't made it to my chair yet, but all I done was planted 3 spots of pumpkins. The seed packet was from 2020, and I think it was from like the dollar store, American Seed brand. And I opened the pack and there's only 15 seeds in it. Well, it was cheap, so what do you expect, right? So I put 5 seeds in each hole there, and I just put it in the middle of the bed this way, and in the middle of the bed that way, and I gave them about 2 foot apart. And we'll see if we can get 3 plants out of that. That's what I need. So I've been doing like I've been doing everything else. This time I just dug a hole, put seeds in, covered it back up, just, like an inch deep. And then put some compost around. You see the dark circles? Put some compost around. My compost ain't completely finished. If it was, I could plant in it, but I just put it around as like food for the plants. So when it rains or the birds get in here and scratch around, all those little nutrients and stuff go down in the dirt to feed the plants with the roots. So it takes time to break down. Then I put a little bit of that mulch that I had left in that bucket, the fresh mulch from my walking path there. And then, poured some rainwater into there until they, was holding a lot of water, each puddle. So maybe they'll germinate. Then I went ahead and used the other half of that milk jug and re-watered this watermelon from yesterday as well. Watermelon needs a lot of water. That's what I'm thinking. So, trying to get them to germinate. These will germinate in about, what'd it say, 10 to 15 days. So the pumpkins, I can check back on June 12th and see if they even come up. If not, I've got another packet down in my seed storage. And we'll plant another packet of seeds till we get 3 plants is what I want. So 3 plants here, and we want 3 plants there. So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't had any watermelon. I tried planting watermelon before, but I may not have gave it the right conditions, and it didn't come up, so it's okay. This time I did what the packet said, heal it up and all that good stuff. Now on to corn and green beans. I'm excited. I'm ready to get this stuff planted so I can go back and tend to the plants that's already come up. I need to get these healed up, those potatoes. So, and I gotta steal dirt from where in between each like cabbage and broccoli plant is to heal them up with. That'll be interesting. Alright. Alright, let's get to it. Okay guys, finally in my notes, I found where I planted Cascadia peas and germinated till May the 17th is when they're supposed to have germinated. But this is May the 28th, and I wrote in here that I planted them in front of the chain link fence down to the first 4x4 post. And that would be these peas, because I have, this is a bush bean, and these 3 here are pole beans. I was getting these to have them be pole beans with the corn that I have, but looking it up on Google, which I don't know how well it is, but I believe it, that the 3 Sisters was probably not around the sweet corn, probably the Indian corn and dent corn. So they're saying that the stalks on the sweet corn would be too soft to hold up the weight of pole beans. And then on the back of these it said I needed a 6-foot trellis to put them on. So looks like I'm only going to have 1 row of green beans in this bed over here. And then I have a ton of corn that I've saved over the years that maybe I can just get it all out there this year and see what comes up. Whatever corn we have, that's what we got. So I'm going back through my notes to find what peas didn't come up so I can put them along the chain link fence. And we'll see how far we get on those. seed every 4 inches. I'm just gonna poke my shovel in because it's pretty moist. Make a little trench like I did the peas. I've already got compost in the bed, so I don't have to do that. We've had a lot of rain, but just to get it established. See, now it's a puddle. It'll drink it up real nice. My cousin Nettie would say, real nice. Goodness. Now there's a few little spots here missing from peas right here in front, but I don't really want to take away from the peas sprawling, you know. I don't know how big these get width-wise, but it says every 8 inches apart, you know. We'll see. After thinning, I mean. Spaced out a minute. I don't know. I'm wondering if I should go back and plug them in. Why not? I was going to have peas there anyway. I'm thinking. Don't know if you can hear me or not because of the lawnmower next door, but I've decided that these peas will probably be okay with these pole beans will do okay with the peas, is what I'm thinking. If I give them enough space, they can both sprawl up this chain link fence and maybe even up to this fence and over or whatever. So every 4 inches I'm going to measure, and if there's not a pea plant that come up, because they're all supposed to be up by now, I'll put in this pole bean. All right, and I'll set you up to watch me. I'm recording as I go. Oh, the rain's still soaking it up. Ain't that something? Piece of trash. Okay, so there's a pea here. I'll put spot in the ground or something. I need. So I'm up here to 20. There's no peas here. See, every 4 inches I've got peas or a bean just planted. Okay? And I'm just getting down to where there's some dirt. Poke it in, cover it up, cover some more leaves on it. Get me a marker from my pocket. Water it in. Okay, so we got down to this post, and this run's done. Okay, so I'm not sure why, but the heat's been bothering me pretty good today. So I decided to go in and have some lunch. It was about 3 or 4 o'clock, something like that. And then I come back out and the shade has come out, so it's helped out a whole lot. And I've gotten from, this is where we left off at, I've gotten all the way down through here, same deal. Every 4 inches I've planted a pole bean. If there's not a cascadia pea growing. So every little white stake you see, I've planted a bean. When they're gathered in together like this and there's not a whole lot of space, I left some space for them to sprawl out on the chain link, which you'll see right down here, because I got to this corner, then we're turning, and we're over here with the potatoes now. Look at all the peas. They're all pretty close together. I don't like to pull plants because I feel like that's food. And who knows, these plants may get ate off of or whatever, because it's happened before. So I just measured my measuring stick and made sure that I had enough space for all of these to sprawl out onto the chain link. So even if there is gaps at the ground, there's not going to be gaps up here. And then I keep finding more tomato plants. Look, they just keep coming. They got the root with them. I don't know if I can transplant them or not, but I have so many now that I'm just throwing them in my compost bucket. And I've went through also and weeded in between. There's another tomato. Weeded in between all these plants as well. Just showing you my progress. I've got another couple sections all the way down to that lamb's quarter is all peas. Whew. Alright guys, what a day it has been for me. I have just been running my brain trying to figure out the math and figure out the best way to do this corn bed while I'm doing everything else around the outside. So I weeded everything by hand, the perimeters and the apple bed. This peach tree bed it don't have anything there with the watermelon. Ugh. And then the pecan bed is, I just did that today. So I went through and took scissors and chopped down the tall stuff out of the corn bed, as you can see. And I started kind of going with some measurements. First, I'll tell you how I got there, if you really want to know. Trying to put my seed packet in my binder there. So I don't know. I think I'm overthinking stuff. I don't know why I am, but I am. And let me grab my knee braces and knee braces. Wow, see, I'm telling you, I have been drinking water, just letting you know. Been taking lots of breaks, sitting in the shade. Yeah, probably too many breaks. I've been sitting a lot today. I even took time out to go eat some pizza. Alright, so I measured out this corn bed because I didn't know what that was going to come to. And it looks like once we get the garden timbers in around this bed, which is my plan later, we'll have a 6-foot bed. And I don't know if you can tell it or not, but let me lay these down. Right here I have 2 little markers. That's going to be a 1-foot walkway down all the way to the end with 2 beds that are 2.5 foot wide. The reason I come to that was my arm span to my palm goes up to about 24 inches. So I know I could reach in the corn and harvest a 2-foot side, right? Just standing here doing that. So if I have 2 foot on each side, then I can grab each side. That's my point. So the corn and the green beans are saying about 4 inches apart. And then it said a foot apart later on. I don't know. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to pull out things. So, actually, I think it's a 3-foot bed on each side, and this is a 7-foot bed. I think that's what it is. Sorry about that. It's 3 foot and 3 foot, I believe. And then a foot walkway. So this must be 7 foot. I thought it was 6. I don't know. Let's measure it together. Yay. Alright. Coming in 4 inches, I have a marker right there. To this marker is 3 foot. Okay. From this marker to this marker is another foot. That's 4 foot. From this marker to that, my scissors stuck in there, is another 3 feet. That's 3, 6, 7 feet. And then I believe from the scissors to the edge should be another 4 inches. Yep, for my wood. Okay, so I'm right. It's a 7-foot bed. I have a 3-foot bed here, 3-foot bed there, and give me just, big enough for me to get my 2 feet through here, and tread lightly, and then reach in, and gather beans or corn. That's my plan. And then it said 4 inches apart. So 4 inches apart means on a 3-foot span, how many 4 inches can we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I think I'll leave that in. I probably need to leave that in too, because I don't want it to be butted up against this wood. So let me come back in. Not that one. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that'll give me a 1'8" walkway on each side, which would be great. Something, but anyway. What did I say, 7? Oh my goodness, my brain is not remembering. 7, if it is, that's great, because 7 is completion. So we can have 7 rows of corn and green beans on both sides. Let's get started. I've put my first pack of beans in this, and my first pack of corn I'm going to use in that. And this is old corn, so I'm going to put 3 seeds per hole. And then so I'm going to do every 4 inches, every 4 inches. Well, I don't really want to put the beans in with the corn, so I'm going to go 4 inches in, you know, and then 2 inches put a bean, and then 2 inches put a corn. You see, just back and forth. And this is a little oddball space here, and that's where I'm going to start at. Okay, I'm starting 8 inches away from the cardboard. I guess 4 inches for the board, 4 inches away from the board to start the first plant. And I'm going to try to do it a somewhat easier way than on my knees. And I'm going to see how straight I can keep it, but I'm just going to eyeball my edge here and see if I can get us a row going. I'm overthinking today. I'm kind of going a little deep because I need to add compost. And I probably need to dig a little deeper, actually, maybe. There we go. Just so I've got enough dirt to cover the compost. About 8 inches away back here. I'm not sure how far away I am. Measure that in. holes will make it a little bit easier. Now we'll go back and we'll fill in with some compost. Skimpy. Chop it up. I'll be doing that all the way down the row. I'll come back for you. Alright. Nice, stick on my marker. Now we're going to cover up the compost. Now where is my dirt? We'll try it in a little while. Continue doing that all the way down the row. Okay, got all that done. Whew. Now I'm glad to be on my knees. Let's get down here. Oh. Now, I'm going to put my measuring stick down. And I'm going to put corn every inch because I don't know if this is even viable. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay. The beans, I'm going to put, these are the pole beans, so I'm going to put one every 4 inches. So I'll put it between the 4 and the 5 inch. Between the 4 and 5, you get what I'm saying. 4, so 8, 8 and a half, 12, so 12 and a half, 16 would be 16 and a half, 20 would be 36 and a half. Alright. Okay, so these videos are as much as my recording for me for the following future and everything too for me to learn from. So I'm learning it myself now and I'm teaching you as I go, and then I can look back at it later and see how it went. So here's my row. Just like that. And then I'm going to cover it up with some dirt and move on down. crows calling it. Where's my dirt again on the sand? I took it with me, I guess. So you put dirt on. Pat it down. Okay. Show me where I left off. The bean was at a half. So let's do this. Alright, we need some mulch. So I'm going to grab some from my walkway back there. Okay, and the rainwater. There we go. I'm gonna do that all the way down this road, and I'll see how far I get today. Whew. So I'm gonna call it right here. Sun's going down. It was a hot day, oh my goodness. I think I need to go get me some water real quick, so I do have the energy to come back and finish this. And tomorrow we'll see where I left off and where I'll be picking up at. All the thinking and all the hard work's done, so now I just gotta do it. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next video. Bye now.